guys, it's Natalie back at Illustrious Shadow Plans, just bringing you a quick video today. This is going to be a flip through and a discussion of how I use my notes pages in my Hobonichi weeks for 2024. So settle in and enjoy the video. So first things first, I'm just going to say quickly, I do have a bit of a cold today, so if my voice sounds a bit weird, then it's because I'm a little bit chesty, a little bit cold up, but it's just a cold. It's just one of those annoying things. Let's get right into this. So this is my Hobonichi weeks. You'll have seen this if you've seen any of my other videos. And I'm going to flip straight back to the notes pages here. A lot of people do write an index on this page, or they decorate this page and this page, but I personally don't. So that's the first thing, is I tend to just leave this blank. I might come back in at some point and decorate it if I feel like it, but to be honest, it feels like, for me, this would be a little bit of a waste of stickers and energy and time, because I don't really use it that much. Let me just flick that pen move back now. There we go. So this stays blank. I never really put anything on here, but what I always do on the first double page of my notes page is I always do a vision board. Let me just bring this up so you can see this a little bit better. So this has got lots of motivational quotes, some stickers that I like, some pictures that I like, things to remember, and it's just something that I do every year. I've done it in all three of my Hobonichis now. The first year I did this, I cut out the pictures and I stuck them in with a glue stick, and then last year I did them on photo paper, and then this year again I've done them on photo paper. So I just make this on Canva. It doesn't take me very long to do, it takes me about an hour, and I must admit I do get a lot of the pictures off Pinterest. A lot of these kind of quote pictures are on Pinterest, or I Google images and I just find what I want and kind of what I want to channel for the year ahead. So I've got kind of fitness, I've got running, I've got the kind of aesthetic vibe of what I want my Hobonichi to look like. I've got some really nice quotes and some kind of pictures about like family, and a little marker to say it's 2024. And then next we're straight into my 2024 reading tracker. So for Christmas this year I was very lucky to get a sprocket. My husband bought me this sprocket. So my plan is to do book covers in here once I've read the books. So I've read 2 books already, and then I put a little rating key. I must admit I didn't really think too hard about how I was going to lay this out when I started it, so it does mean that the ratings are going to have to go down the sides, but that's not a problem. As you'll see later, I've got a space for a review. So the idea is when I've got 4, because I'm doing these in quarters on a sprocket page, I will print off these 4 book titles, stick them in, and then I'll go on to the next one. But my goal is to read 24 books in 2024, to not buy any books, because I have, as you'll see, about 70 books on my bookshelf that I need to read, and if I get one in, then one has to go out, and I'm going to try and review all the books in here, but that may not work. So that's just how that's laid out. And here we have my on the bookshelf page. So these are unfortunately not all the books that I have on my bookshelf that I've bought and not read. This is a good chunk of them. So I'm starting on the Mortal Instruments series at the moment, and I've read A Tidy Ending and The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle already. But these are all of the ones that I'm thinking I'm going to pick from when I pick my 24 books in 2024. I'm hoping to get through more than 24 books in 2024, but we'll see. And then I've also just done a reading tracker, and I've got a little key at the top, so whether I read that day, it's in the blue box. If I didn't read that day, I'm leaving it blank. If I started a new book, I've just put a little horizontal line. If I started a new book and I finished my old book, I'm putting a cross, and if I finish my book, I'm just putting a diagonal line. So really simple. You know, you don't have to make it too complicated. That's just how this worked for me. I always do a goals page in my Hobonichi weeks, and my goals are split into different categories. So I put here my financial goals, so I want to get my accounts up, start saving more. When I go back to work in the spring, that will be a lot easier. I want to run a half marathon, I want to get 10 pull-ups, I want to squat 40k, which I think actually I'm not far off of, so I think I did 30k in the gym the other day, so I might have to adjust that, because I think I wrote this and I wasn't 100% certain what my squat max was, so we might adjust that. And I want to get my sub 27 minute 5k back. This one is going to take me all year, I can tell. I'm currently about 32 minutes for a 5k, so great. For career, I put new job down, but I'm not 100% certain where we're going to go with that. You'll see later on that I've been trying to make some big decisions around my career and what I do when I return to work after maternity leave. And I'd love to finally start my Etsy or Redbubble sticker shop. Again, that is something that I've wanted to do for ages and I've just never really had the time to do. I don't know why. I think when I've got a 1-year-old baby I'm going to have more time to do it, but there we go. My social media goals are to have 150 YouTube subs. I'm going to try and do fortnightly plan with me's, and I'd love to try and get my TikTok going for plan with me's, because I see people doing beautiful TikToks of their plan with me's and I just think I've got the equipment now, why not? And then my other goals are to read 24 books, which we've already covered, to complete my 5-year diary for year 2, which I am fairly certain I will do, and we need to redo our bathroom and our outhouse. I then got a YouTube stats tracker, so I'm tracking how many subs I get. So I had 38 at the end of 2023. I think as of this morning I've now got 68, so I've gained 30 followers. So hi, new followers, it's lovely to have you here and I'm so pleased you're joining us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do hit the subscribe button, because it keeps you up to date with everything that I'm posting. And then I've just put some goals down here. So I put weekly or fortnightly plan with me's because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to make plan with me's all the time, but equally I want it to be kind of at the forefront of my mind because I really enjoy doing them and I think you guys enjoy seeing them. I am planning to do quarterly flip throughs and I just want to enjoy making my videos, and then again 150 subs by the end of 2024. And then I've just got a little bit of space for some video ideas down here. Yeah, I might do some of these, I might not, I don't know. So next page, we've got my book reviews space. So I'm just trying to write down what rating I put, a kind of an overall 1 word or a couple of words summary of the book, and then a slightly longer review. I am trying to review on Goodreads as well and to keep my Goodreads up to date. And this is pretty boring, this spread at the moment, because I've just left a couple of pages blank for this to be filled in. It might work, it might not work, I don't know. If I need to though, I can carry this on later on in the notes pages. One of the things I'm really keen to do this year is to have a low spend year. So I think having a baby in 2023 meant that we had to spend quite a lot of money. Obviously, you're setting everything up brand new. So this year I want to try and minimise my spending, because I did go a little bit crazy with how much money I spent, and when you're on maternity leave you don't get a lot of money coming in. So things that I'm definitely absolutely not going to buy are books. We've covered that already. Candles. I might have already bought a candle this year. Okay. Diaries and notebooks, so I don't want to buy any more kind of paper stationery goods, and then craft stuff. Things that I could occasionally buy, so haircuts and nails are in here. Nails will stop when I go back to my job because I'm not allowed to have nails in the NHS. My nails are looking absolutely awful at the moment, but I have an appointment next week, so just please do forgive the absolute state of them at the moment. Decoration for planner, so I've put this in the can occasionally buy, and I think for me that means that maybe once a quarter I could treat myself to a little, you know, Etsy shop, but have a spend maximum on it. Clothes, because my size has changed a lot since I got pregnant, so I don't want to say I'm never going to buy clothes again, but equally I don't want to go out and buy clothes every week. Sprocket paper, I'm going to need that for this, but also I don't want to be buying so much and not using it. So occasional treats, and then toys for my little boy, because he's learning, he's developing, he's growing. He doesn't need a lot of toys. We're not trying to buy too much, but equally, if I put this in the not going to buy, then he's going to struggle with learning some aspects of life. So it needs to be an occasional, not all the time. And then okay to buy in moderation is toiletries and clothes for Jacob. For me, the difference is that this is stuff that if I'm thinking about buying it, I need to stop and think, hang on, do I really, really need this? Is this something that we don't already have? Whereas this category is going to be stuff that I know I need and is stuff that needs to be replaced or stuff that needs to be replenished. I haven't filled in this side of the page yet, but this is going to be a savings goal page, and the reason I haven't filled this in is because I didn't want my financial information to be out there. But basically I'm going to have a line for my premium bonds, a line for my ISA, a line for my current account savings account, and a line for my proper savings account. So that will all go on there. This page, this is something that I saw someone do in their Hobonichi cousin, I think. She did this and I thought it was a great idea. I have covered up my little boy's face because we don't want his face on social media. This is basically a picture from every single month. And I've done this for 2023 because I'm going to do it in 2024. Obviously 2023 has been and gone, but 2024 we're still in the middle of January, so I haven't put any pictures in here yet. It will just be a nice memory keeping exercise. It's a nice way to use my sprocket because I think I initially wanted it to do the book pages in here. So I initially just wanted it to do this, and that is not really a good enough reason to buy or be gifted a sprocket. So it's a good alternative option, and I just think they look really nice. I think it looks lovely. We miss out on so many memories now when we have things digitalised. We don't print things off. This, I can keep this tangible when it's done. Now I've covered up some bits on this page because I didn't want to kind of reveal too much about myself, but I have some options to think about for when I return to work. So I am on maternity leave until the end of spring, and then when I go back I can either go back to one option, I can apply for something else and hope that I get it, or I can do one of these two options. Now the trouble that I'm having at the moment is I just cannot decide, and I feel like I'm stuck at a five-way crossroads. There are only 4 options written down, but there is a 5th option which I haven't written down. And this is something that my friend suggested I do. So what you do is you write down all the options and you write a pros and the cons list. And one of the options, this option, will always be do nothing. So this is my do nothing option. This is my kind of do something but not a lot option. This is my drastic option, and this is my things worked out exactly how I wanted them to option. And you just go through and you write the pros and cons, and then later on we'll write another list of things like what worries me about these cons. So for example, this one of the things that I could do is I could leave the NHS once my maternity leave terms end, and I could set up my own business doing something like my sticker shop, for example. One of the things that would worry me about that is that I wouldn't necessarily be guaranteed a stable income. And then what I would do is I take this and I would write down, so how would I combat that? So how do I get a stable income from this? Is that by making sure that I've done my market research first, or is that something that can't be managed? And then you can kind of see what the best option is. And I just find I'm someone who likes to talk through options, and I find I irritate my friends and family with this. My husband hates it. My husband is very much, let's do this, whereas I flip forward and backwards and discuss things all the time. So this gives me a good outlet. And that's it for my notes pages at the moment, apart from at the back I've got my Tombow test page, and I've got my pen test page and my ink swatches. So I always have these in the diary really useful, especially when you're looking at doing a plan with me or just setting up a day or a new notes page. I haven't put in as much effort into these as I normally do, but they are really useful and I fully recommend them. If you do nothing else in your notes pages, do something like this because it is really useful. So I'll just take you through quickly again and just flip through. So my blank notes page, and then that's my mood board, my 2024 reading goals tracker, my 2024 bookshelf and my reading tracker, my 2024 goals, my YouTube tracker, my book reviews pages, my low spend year and my savings goals, my 2023 year in pictures, the space my 2024 year in pictures, and then my return to work decisions page. I am always adding new bits in the back of my notes, and I just kind of let it evolve and go as it does. I think when I first had my Hobonichi weeks, I was quite precious about what I put in here, but now I'm a little bit more relaxed and I just kind of do it as it comes up. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I know it's a little bit different to my other videos, but I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for another plan with me coming up in the future. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon.